You just hit record, didn't you?
What, when I said Jesus' name is Harold? Middle name is Harold? Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I figured it was as good a time as any.
Yeah.
Okay. Christ. And welcome to episode 10 of the Bubba and Josh Expose Themselves podcast. You can find us on Twitter now at Expose Themselves. I think it's Bubba and Josh.
Okay, because
Expose Themselves was too many characters.
No. So yeah, it was on
TikTok.
What's that? TikTok. That's at
Expose Themselves. Got little clippies going on there now.
Yeah, we do.
We're on Spotify primarily. This is the first week where if you're watching this now and it's Friday, you're going to be some of the first people to see it, because unlike last week, which was the last week of it, where things got released on our YouTube channel at Bubba and Josh Expose Themselves, and that they were the same, but now I'm gonna hold off YouTube a day. I want to drive some more views to Spotify, and since you can watch us there anyway, cool.
Yeah.
Then maybe start utilizing the YouTube channel for a different edit eventually, and I mean obviously some extra bonus stuff that you just won't get on Spotify. So that gives you a reason to check there too.
I like where your head's at there.
Yeah. Delay it a day. Throw in some extra shit, maybe some different edits. And I'm thinking about taking the TikTok edits, because you have shorts. I don't think I can use shorts yet because we have like no subscribers, like 10. So hey, subscribe and shit. That's for the YouTube edit. Once we can unlock that, or if I can figure out how to unlock that, I'm gonna start putting shorts up too. Can't hurt.
Wait, what platform has shorts?
YouTube.
The YouTube shorts.
Is it Reels or Shorts? No, Facebook is Reels.
I don't know.
I don't fucking know. They're all the same. They're all the same. Instagram has its own thing too that you can do.
It does.
And I was like, do I do an Instagram for us? That's fucking stupid.
All I know is now I'm twatting and I'm on fucking the other thing.
You're talking and twatting.
I'm talking and twatting, man.
I should give you access to the Twitter specifically. And a couple other things. We got our own Gmail.
I've never twatted before.
We've had our own Gmail account since we started. Bubba and Josh at gmail.com. You can email us if you'd like. Email us questions.
I probably won't check that out. He will.
No, you won't. But what I'm saying is that's what I've used to sign everything else up with. So it comes out of that account. But I was going to say, what I will do is I'll give whatever your Gmail email is. Don't say that now, because that's not for the viewers. Your personal. Exactly. That will be for, I'll give you access. We'll start a Google Docs and Drive. It's there. It just doesn't have anything in it. But like the things that I went over with you tonight on the phone and shit, like get that so we can get on the same page every week. Maybe, if you duck in there once every couple of days, you can see. I'll start like putting together shit, and you can add your shit, and kind of we can work on formatting the show, because
well, I mean, before you told me not to do that.
Right, I know, but I think it's because it flows so well that I think I don't want to put down text for text what it is, but I just want to be like, okay, like I was saying to you tonight, we're gonna
here's a fucking topic.
Yes, Seth Rogen.
Here's a fucking topic.
Yeah. Like here's a topic, or here's one of the segments I want to do and why. It's just like when I told you tonight about the big thing that we're going to talk about here in a little bit, and what's probably going to be the thumbnail is there is someone who's going to save a universe. But we'll get to that in a minute. I sent you to look at. The guy who's going to save the universe. Oh my God, I can't do this right now. I'm getting an incoming call. Don't call me again, Charlie. I'm going to put that in the... I know he watches or listens weekly, so fuck you, Charlie. Don't ever do that again. I'm going to leave that in there. And it has your last name on it, too, but I'll blur it out because I'm a nice guy. Hey, if anyone's watching us, flame this motherfucker.
Flame on!
Flame on! God damn it. But no, I you know, in that same vein, the structure of what I talked to you before and what I'm about to say now is this is the end of season 1. This is it. This is going to be the end of like just I don't know. Not that it's haphazard, but it's going to be a little more structured. We're going to try to keep sometimes we drift way too far, I think. And I end up chopping that out.
About you.
Yeah, sometimes I had to chop a lot of excess out. Like I think I got rid of 20 or 30 minutes on last week's episode. Some of it just didn't work, and
we went places.
Yeah, there were some things that when I listened back to them, I'm like, I don't think that needs to be out there. So I removed it. That's the great thing about the editing process is because since we record on Wednesday, I edit on Thursday and it releases early Friday morning. There isn't a lot of time to think about it. My turnaround is pretty quick. So I'll actually probably end up doing it tonight because I don't have anything to do after we get done since you got to go bed at some point. But
yeah.
But yeah, so we're gonna wrap this up. Season 1. Next season won't be only 10 episodes long. That one's I think is gonna go like this was cutting teeth. This was us getting used to it. I think we found a good format.
I think we did some decent recording. How many hours have we recorded now?
No, on average, and this is the lower average. They're an hour, but most of them are between like an hour. I think an hour 5 and an hour and a half are close to that at our max. So let's just call it an hour. So we've put out probably closer to 10 hours in 9 episodes of content. Now, is it all like awesome content? I don't know if it's awesome, but I think for the most part, like it's good.
Yeah.
Our YouTube video stats would say otherwise. There's a bit of runoff, definitely. There's only a certain percentage of people who actually watch the entire video through. I've noticed. That's what it is. Now, see, you're actually hurting the algorithm by doing that.
I'm sorry. If you don't just like, I want to watch
Seth,
it.
Is that you?
I want to watch it.
No, are you watching the whole way through? Oh, you're one of the ones who are watching. Never mind. No, you're not hurting. I thought you were one of the ones who don't. Who don't. Yeah, even.
No.
Yeah, because it's so, and of course, a lot of it, like last week, we talked about Justin Roiland. So, of course, with a thumbnail like that on YouTube, you're going to get a click. They're going to get a couple minutes, and they're going to be like, I don't want to do this for whatever reason, and that's cool.
Yeah.
There's some scrubbing you'll see. Like, that's another thing. Maybe I'll give you access to the YouTube so you can see what's going on. But, like, I'm not upset with the numbers. I think they're fine for someone who only has X amount of subscribers, and I think it's fine.
Dude, we're starting from literally nothing. And just scratch.
And
we're not even really promoting it amongst our friends and family.
And we haven't at all. And that's why I think that's
No,
time.
I haven't posted anything on Facebook.
I haven't either. And that's why I think maybe it's time with this one that we say, hey, this is what we're doing. I think the most embarrassing stories in season 1 are tucked far enough back where they won't go there anymore. So that's great.
Most embarrassing stories? Come on, man.
Do not watch Back to the Poop Radio is all I'm saying. or do
weird stuff.
There's some weird stuff in there. But again, that was something that happened over 15 years ago, 14, 13, 12, 10 to 15 years ago.
Did I do the episode? Have I done the naked in the hotel?
Yeah, that was story? Like 2 weeks ago. Or last week.
Okay, I thought it was.
It was recent.
It wasn't last week.
Then it was 2 weeks ago. Yeah. It was recent.
Okay. I feel like I did.
Yeah, no, you did.
Things just keep blending together.
It is kind of a Groundhog Day kind of situation sometimes.
Yeah.
It's weird because, like, even though it seems like when we record we do it every Wednesday. In between then seems like it's so fucking far apart. And then when I get down here, I'm like, didn't we just do this? We're here again already? I love it. Don't get me wrong, but it's just weird. There's something weird about it. Because here we are. We're doing it again. Episode 10. Let's go.
Episode 10. Yeah. And we've been pretty consistent.
I'd say so. We've done really good. We've almost recorded every week. There was only once or twice where we took a week off. Because I already had one in the can ready to go.
Right. The other one was like Christmas time.
What is it? We've done 2 where we recorded 2 episodes back to back now, I think. 4 of these episodes out of the 10 were recorded back to back. I feel like episode 1 and 2 were, and then maybe like 4 and 5.
Something like that.
Something like that. So, and then that's with things coming up. That'll be another thing is scheduling. How do we work this out?
Yeah.
When things hopefully get busy again for me. How many, we either what we do is we record like 4 in one night and we shorten the time to like 40 minutes.
Which we could easily do.
45 minutes feels pretty little better. And we can do that. Fucking that's only 3 hours of time. And then sometimes we do that in bullshitting before and then recording the episode, not even touching gaming,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely all doable. But yeah, we'll know more here in the future and it'll come to pass. But this week I've got a couple things I want to talk about. We're like in the coming future we're gonna have like
a couple things.
We're gonna do like a segment like the news that like has interested us in the last week, and I guess that's kind of what Justin Roiland shit was last week. And I've got one this week. That I was like, hey Bub, take a look at this.
Or that lady cop.
And the lady cop, yeah. So I guess it really started with the lady cop is when we really started centralizing on one thing. See, and it's kind of happened naturally too.
Yeah.
Because like when I try to come up, I mean, even when we talked more about DC and the shitty movies is when we started finding a place, because that's when I started, the joke was I started with the shittiest fucking thumbnails I could come up with. And now I think like last week's thumbnail was pretty fucking tight. I liked it. I thought it looked pretty
I thought it was
nice.
Good.
Catchy.
I really like the lady cop episode. That one was hilarious.
That was great. That was
with
great.
The 2 of us in our faces.
And the Terminator thing over.
Yeah, dude.
The only thing that I think that could drive that a little bit better is if I put her name into the title. But I'm trying to not get us in trouble legally.
With what?
I don't know.
It's all
the
public
U.S. is
knowledge.
The U.S. is such a sue happy place. I'm just ready for someone to say, "Hey, man, you talk some smack. Well, you're getting sued." Me going like, "Can't get money, get blood from a stone, bitch."
Right? Jesus.
Yeah, all of us and our 10 subscribers will say, "Fuck you." Here's the 37 cent. We haven't even generated any revenue yet. 0.
Yeah, I didn't imagine.
Yeah. But the numbers so far showing up after switching to Anchor FM is it'd be our spout to get the video to Spotify. The numbers are looking nicer in a way.
Okay.
So that's interesting. It also ended up taking us off a couple things, and I think that's great. I think we only need to have it focused on a couple places. You can only find us here in a couple places, so find us there. They're like, you have 17 choices. Anchor FM. I wish I'd gone that way the first place.
Podbean.
Fuck you, Podbean. Go flick yourself. I don't mean a Podbean.
Go flick your Podbean.
Go flick your Podbean. It's kind of weird because like when you hear that, I automatically think of a podcast about coffee.
Really?
Welcome back to the Podbean. Today we're talking about espresso. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
You know what I think about?
What?
I think about like beans in a pod.
Yeah. No, I mean,
that's what I think about.
Yeah, like yeah.
Like three
beans in a pod of
beans in a pod.
Isn't that a song or something? Or
I don't know.
I don't know why. 3 beans.
But all
in a
I can
pod.
think about is like I think my sister had one of those toys where it was like a pod bean pod,
okay,
and it had the different like beans or fucking peas in the pod. That's what it was. The peas, and they all had different faces and shit. You put them in there. You know, this little. I put the peas in the pod.
It's fucking weird, dude. I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, think about that one, dickhead.
Okay, I won't much longer. I'm gonna throw it out.
Yeah, no, I probably already did. See
What?
ya. What?
Yeah.
What did you hear?
He's in a pod. He's in a pod. Yes. Anyway, so yeah, we're all over, but we're not as much over anymore. So check us out there.
Yeah.
Let's get right to it. Pretty exciting news for 2025. I think.
Oh.
With James Gunn and the DCU. The only thing is, did you happen to watch a video of him explaining it?
I haven't watched the video. I've just read the articles and shit.
Maybe we should watch it now.
Okay.
I'm the co-CEO of DC Studios. So as many of you know, DC has been disconnected in film and television for a long time. And it's one of, our jobs.
Yeah, no shit. Disconnected. That's what DC stands for.
And Peters is to come in and make sure the DCU is connected in film, television, gaming, and animation. That the characters are consistent, played by the same actors, and it works within one story. And if something is outside of that, like Matt Reeves' Batman or Todd Phillips' Joker or Teen Titans Go, that it is clearly labeled as DC Elseworlds.
Okay, so there's how they're getting around that. Elseworlds. Copy.
Outside of the mainstream DCU continuity. Now, Peter and I have gotten pretty lucky in terms of the 4 projects that are coming out over the next year. First, we have Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Shazam has always been off kind of in his own part of the DCU, so he connects very well. That moves directly into The Flash, a fantastic movie that I really love, that resets the entire DC universe. Then to move into Blue Beetle.
So they were talking that there were some reshoots.
Blue Beetle? No shit.
A fantastic film about a kid who's a marvelous part of the DCU, and then into Aquaman 2, which leads directly into our next few projects, which I'm going to tell you about now. So, Peter and I, along with a group of very talented writers, have started to map out an 8 to 10 year plan of what DC Studios will be in film, television, and gaming.
See, why didn't they do this before? Why didn't they make a 10-year plan?
That's because
were they
they weren't ever smart enough?
Were they so short-sighted? There we go. Jesus. That they just couldn't see ahead of their own nose?
I don't know.
It's like taking a play from the Marvel playbook. This is exactly, and obviously he's been, James Gunn. He took the most boring fucking characters I'd ever heard of and made 2 fucking great movies. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Guardians of the Galaxy is great. I really trust this guy.
He's done a lot of really great stuff, other than those movies too. I mean, he's a good. He knows what he's doing.
He's like, he's got that same vibe as I don't want to say a Tarantino. I want to say more like, oh god damn it, what's his name? Who did this Mandalorian? No.
Yes.
You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, of course I do. And now it's pissing me off
Retreat.
that oh, shut up. Jon Favreau. There we go. Sopranos. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Anyways, here we go.
I love that episode of Sopranos.
It's so good, dude. The what's a bukkake or whatever? He's like, oh, it means cunt.
Now, what I'm about to tell you, is a part of the first chapter. It's not the entire first chapter. The first project is Creature Commandos. Creature Commandos is an animated series. I've written all the episodes. Something we're going to do that's a little bit different at DC is we're going to have characters move into animation, out of animation, usually having the same actor play their voice as who plays them in live action.
That's
the next project
that is fucking cool, right? Like, okay, let's get some glue and make this cohesive.
Right.
Waller. This is a story of Amanda Waller, played by Viola Davis. Viola Davis is going to team up with members of Team Peacemaker, and this is a story that's been created by Crystal Henry, who did Watchmen, and Jeremy Carver, who created the Doom Patrol. It is a fantastic story that's out of this world, and I can't wait for people to see it.
Amanda Waller.
Mm-hmm.
One, I hate that bitch.
Yeah?
Why? Oh my God, I hate her, loathe her, right? And have you seen Peacemaker yet?
I have not, no.
Dude,
Yeah, I gotta.
Peacekeeper. Dude, do yourself a fucking favor and go.
I see it. It's on HBO Max or whatever, right?
It's so fucking funny, dude.
I'll have to check it out.
You are going to shit yourself laughing if you watch that.
All right.
You're going to love just the opening sequence. I almost want you to play the opening sequence on here. It is so good.
Well, that we can't get away with.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, if you get a chance, watch that show. Very good show. I think very highly of it. And if you don't like it, well, go fuck yourself.
Copy that.
That's out of this world, and I can't wait for people
You're a
to
jerk.
see it. Okay, next up is the big one, the true beginning of the DCU. This is called Superman Legacy. This is being written by me. I'm in the middle of it. I'm having a great time doing it. And Superman will be released into theaters July 11th, 2025. Okay, the next thing is a big premiere HBO television series called Lanterns. This is a story of a couple of Green Lanterns, John Stewart and Hal Jordan.
Yeah, me too.
And we have a few other lanterns peppered in there, but this is really
there's one lantern I really want to see on screen.
Show, which is almost like True Detective with a couple of Green Lanterns who are space cops watching over Precinct Earth. In it, they discover a terrifying mystery that ties into our larger story of the DCU. Next is a big movie called The Authority. The Authority is a passion project of mine. It's based on the marvelous Wildstorm characters we are now bringing into the DCU and will interact with all of our primary DCU characters. The Authority are a group of superheroes who think the world is broken and they want to fix it by any means necessary. I think it's a very different look at superheroes. We're doing a television series called Paradise Lost. Paradise Lost is the story of Paradise Island, usually known as Themyscira, which is the birthplace of Wonder Woman. It's almost like Game of Thrones with Westeros, but with all of the inhabitants of Paradise Island. The introduction of the DCU's Batman is The Brave and the Bold. The Brave and the Bold is the story of Batman and his actual son, Damian Wayne. This is based on Grant Morrison's great comic book run. Damian Wayne is my favorite Robin. He's a little assassin who Batman tries to get in line. And so this is the story of the two of them and the beginning of sort of the Bat family in the DCU. Next up is a TV series called Booster Gold.
I'm pretty sure I've got some
really popular cult heroes. He is a fascinating guy. He's a loser from the future who uses future technology to come back to present day and become a superhero so that people will love him. It is basically the superhero story of imposter syndrome on an HBO Max series. One of my favorite comic book series from last year was Tom King's run on Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. And so we're going to turn that into a big science fiction epic film. Now, Superman is a guy who was sent to Earth and raised by loving parents, whereas Supergirl in this story, she is a character who was raised on a chunk of Krypton. She watched everybody around her perish in some terrible way, so she's a much more jaded character. And that brings me to Swamp Thing, the last thing we're going to talk about. A very dark horror story in the origins of the monster who is Swamp Thing. And although it's totally outside of the rest of the DCU, it will still feed into the rest of the stories. Anyway, those are the stories that I can tell you about right now. I've loved the DC characters since I was a child. They're incredibly important to me. I knew that this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to do something very different. One of the things that's very important for me in all of these movies and TV series is that the director's vision and the vision of the writers and all of the creators is unique and something special. Storytelling is always king. That's all that matters to us. And I want to be true to those stories. I want to be true to you guys and really give you something different than you've ever seen before. Anyway, thank you, everybody.
That's what we
I
want.
appreciate you watching. I hope this was exciting for you.
This guy gets
it's really exciting for me.
Yeah, he does.
I can't wait to start to dive into these stories.
As soon as he says, like,
on this grand adventure,
these mean a lot to me. These characters mean so much to me. So that's like, all right.
Yeah.
Fucking time to nut up or shut up, bud. Let's do it.
Yeah, exactly. Send it. Send it. Anyhow, that's some exciting news. What do you think?
You bet your sweet bippy it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm very excited. Let's dive in a little bit to that Swamp Thing.
Okay.
I'm extremely excited about that, dude. When he makes it seem like it's going to be a horror movie.
Yeah. Sign me up.
Dude.
I remember.
Hell yeah.
I remember being a little bit nervous on the first one. First one it was a little scary.
When I was a kid and my dad threw it on, I was like, oh, this is creepy as fuck.
Right?
Yeah, so I'm very excited for that. Get some horror going. And the fact that he's going to be able to tie Swamp Thing into the rest of the DC, like what?
Well, actually, he was in this last season of Harley Quinn animated.
Yeah, and he was also in like Teen Titan stuff as well, I believe.
Right.
Like Teen Titan Go and shit.
So, yeah, I mean, it looks good because, we haven't had a Swamp Thing movie since, what, the mid to late 80s? Was Swamp Thing 2? There was 2 of them, right? There was a sequel, I think?
Yeah. I think that there might even be more than 2.
First one was with Heather Locklear, though, if I'm correct. Was it her?
I think, holy shit, I got to look that up.
Well, now I am too, because, I didn't know we'd go down the Swamp Thing route.
Yeah.
Well, they did do the limited TV series too, didn't they? On like one of the DC channels? No. Oh, well, I remember that one, but didn't they do one like on DC as well? On like some DC
in 2019.
thing? Yeah.
I haven't watched it.
Okay, the Return of Swamp Thing is
89. That's the Heather Locklear one.
Right. Wait a minute. How did I not? Am I crazy? How did I not know Wes Craven directed the original Swamp Thing?
Huh.
Mr. Nightmare on Elm Street himself. This would have been about 2 years, I guess, before the first Nightmare on Elm Street. So who's this first chick? Oh, wait a minute. I think I recognize her. Adrienne Barbeau. Right? Yeah. Yep. Yeah, she was in The Fog. She was in Creepshow. She was in a bunch of horror movies. Cannonball Run. That's another one that I remember from.
Absolutely. She's the brunette, big boobs.
Yeah, the ones that are driving the Lamborghini, right? I believe.
Something like that.
I think they start off at least in the Lamborghini. She's one of the two with like the race suits.
Yeah, the zip up.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. I literally watched that like 4 nights ago. I put it on.
Her hooters are just like hanging out the whole movie, basically.
Oh, Cannonball, love what you do and what you do. That fucking stunt in that movie with the airplane taking off from the street is fucking insane.
Yeah. Dude, I can't remember. I haven't seen Cannonball Run in years. Yeah, I barely even remember it.
They land and Dom DeLuise walks in, right? So they land on Main Street, USA, right? Dom DeLuise gets out. It's like a Cessna. Dom DeLuise gets out and he goes marching off into the store as Burt Reynolds flips a bitch so that he can fucking pull out. And as Dom DeLuise walks through the front, he grabs his little hat and the fucking back thrust from the propellers like blowing all the newspapers in, and the storekeeper's just like looking at him like, what the fuck? He goes over, gets a 6-pack of beer, walks up to the counter, pays for it, gets back in the fucking Cessna or Piper Cub or similar size plane, and they fucking rip down Main Street and do this almost vertical fucking takeoff. And it's not
Dom
RC.
Definitely got in there.
Well, I think there's a cut. I don't think the actors are actually in the plane, but what I'm saying is that the stunt itself
was nuts.
I mean, yeah, I'm just explaining the whole scene so you have a feel for it. But yeah, I mean, like literally, like, and it's funny because now with Blu-ray and everything, like you can see people like watching the filming going on, obviously, because this happened on a live stream, like kind of like cordoned off areas in the far background. And
right.
But man, he goes up and in the camera view, his plane is like this, probably. Like full fucking bore, rips out of there at like a fucking 70-degree angle. Easy.
No shit.
Yeah, like probably stress the fucking plane out a little bit. Like but it's insane. Like a regular 2-street Main Street fucking lands it.
Now you know what would have been
off.
Really cool is if it was like you're watching Dom DeLuise get into this plane and like the scene doesn't cut at all.
Cannonball 1 is probably one of the greatest movies, and then like the bloopers at the end. class.
Yeah.
They just don't make them like that anymore. Cannonball Run 2 sucked dick, though. Officially, just so you know, it was just not good. It wasn't a dick you'd like to suck, is what I'm saying. Like it was gross.
Fair enough. What did you think of Best Little Whorehouse in Texas?
Never seen it.
Really?
Yeah, that's a weird one, right?
Dude. Yeah, that's really weird for you not to have seen that. That's a good movie.
There's a
That's
lot of movies I haven't seen or haven't seen all of. You know,
Dom DeLuise is in that one too. Burt Reynolds, Dolly Parton. Yeah, they're all great.
I don't even know if I've sat down and watched the whole ding 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 Deliverance.
Deliverance?
I don't know if I've seen it all the way through. I know I've seen like all the main parts. So like if anything, I watched it once in the background, paid 70% attention, watched it in a hotel maybe, drinking or something. So it's not like very fresh. I know it's a great movie. I just don't.
Terrible movie. Poor Ned Beatty.
I mean, it's
play
terrible.
Rudy's dad all you want, but everybody's still gonna remember you getting fucked in the ass, piggy. Squeal.
Yeah, he's the squeal like a pig guy.
Yeah, squeal like a pig.
I mean, it's not a great movie because that it's just fucked up. It's good. It's just good. It's good different cinema because we don't have enough of that anymore. Yeah. Everything's pretty much the same.
I tell you, that dueling of the banjos in the beginning, that little kid on that there git fiddle playing that there banjo. Holy shit. That face he's making the whole time. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this kid is
blank
the devil.
creepy face?
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure Satan's looking at me right now going brick-a-ding ding 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 ding.
Kind of looks like Charlie. Kinda.
Your homie from tour?
Yeah, a little bit.
That's what Charlie looks like?
I mean, he's a ginger.
That kid's not a ginger. That kid's like blonde.
Oh, I could have sworn that was like 1970s film, you know, like 1970s, like kind of washed color film, and that he was a ginger. I guess I'm off.
I don't know.
Now you're thinking about it.
More of like a blonde thing. No, I think he was blonde, and he had that real fucked up inbred face kind of thing going. You know, just
I mean, yes.
just full on.
I mean, look at where we grew up. Yes, I understand.
Yeah, no, it was pretty weird. Got pretty weird in their movie. Yeah, and then Burt Reynolds, he was a dickhead in that movie. And you know, like John Voight, he was kind of a pansy. He kind of played like a little bit of a puss in that movie. Yeah, no, you know, it was kind of odd, very unbecoming of those actors.
Well, I mean, he's kind of creepy to begin with, isn't he? Just a little bit.
John Voight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a scotch.
Yeah, no, he is very creepy. Like, you remember him in Anaconda?
Of course I remember him in Anaconda.
You know what's funny that I say that?
What?
I think we talked about Anaconda in the first episode.
Yeah, it definitely came up at least early on.
Full circle.
Yeah.
First season. This is what brings it full circle. Anaconda. No, anyways, John Voight in Anaconda, he has that weird fucking accent of his, and he's some kind of snake poacher.
Right.
But that weird thing he does at the end when the snake spits him out and he winks. And then, like, I think the snake eats him again. Right?
Yeah, something weird happens.
Something weird like that. But anyways, when he winks after the snake spits him out, oh man, that freaked me the fuck out. I didn't like that.
I don't like snakes to begin with. I'm not a snakes kind of guy. Or spiders.
I don't like the feeling of it.
Not for me. I'm not scared to pet a snake I know is non-poisonous. I don't mind touching it briefly, but the feeling does skeeve me out. But I'm not like afraid to touch it, but I'm afraid of snakes that I don't know what they are. So in the wild, I'm like, you know, like I see a snake, I'm like, fuck, you know, especially if it's like, and just
run away.
Just what was it earlier this year? I was walking across the parking lot, gonna go across the way because there was like a, you know, plaza style mall with some like eateries and whatnot. I'm walking through the fucking like Best Western or whatever parking lot, and I'm just walking, not paying attention, and like out of the lower part of my eye, I saw like a stick, and I was about to step down, and I looked down, it was a fucking good old snake about that big with a weird fucking colored head, and so I took a picture of it, and I showed it to some locals the next day, and they were like, "Yeah, you're lucky you didn't step on that snake." I was like, "Okay." I couldn't remember what type it was. It wasn't a copperhead, but it was something not very cool.
Well, and that's the thing, the baby snakes, the little itty bitty ones, because that's not even a big snake that you're showing me. Like,
no,
that's not a huge snake.
It wasn't.
That's almost
big.
like a baby snake.
Yeah, you know, and it was thin. It was probably because it was weird, man. I've seen snakes like in the grass, but like this was in a very wide open parking lot area. Like either he was making the slow crawl between like the grass on the like sides of the hills or something at the entrances. Or maybe he was
getting warm.
Or, because it was kind of earlier this year, so it would have been, you know, a couple months from now, but still probably cold in that area. But what I was wondering was it a snake that had, like, crawled up into a car at night after it came in warm? They went for a drive, and that's eventually where snake got dislodged from underneath the vehicle. Somewhere in that parking lot, you know, like it like crawled somewhere to stay warm. Yeah, I mean, I've heard about them going to places that are warm. I mean, they are cold-blooded creatures, so they do like that warmth.
Yeah. But you know, the babies, they have the worst venom, right?
Ooh. I don't like the thought of that.
They don't know how much to distribute. So you can either get like nothing or you'll get a ton and you'll die quicker. That is a fact.
I just watched a video the other day. I couldn't tell you what snake it was, but it was 2 slices of meat, like steaks, side by side, and one was just left out for the 2 days or whatever, and the other one was injected with some sort of venom. And, dude, it was like it was the meat was like not. It was like, because of course it sped up time over like a day and a half or 2. But it was like rotting and separating and dissolving and undulating in, you know, sped up time. But it was like, it was basically breaking down on a fibrous DNA or like molecular level or some shit. It was some of the most fucked up shit I've ever witnessed. Like, just to think that could happen. I mean, because we're meat bags. So like, fuck that shit.
I wonder, with venom, if you get like some venom on your fingertip, is that gonna like, does it have to go into your body? Like, does it have to break through the skin?
I'm not 100% positive, so don't quote me, but this is what I think is a thing. And it might be what is this, subcutaneous? Is that the word that I'm thinking of?
Oh, I don't know, buddy. I don't know what that word is.
Hold on. Let me make sure I'm using that properly, because
subcutaneous.
Okay, yeah. Okay, it was right. Subcutaneous, situated or applied under the skin. So basically, does it have to break the skin or not? So yeah, is it subcutaneous or not? Right? And I would think that because there's so many varieties of snakes, I bet you there's 2 different types of poison. I bet you there's the subcutaneous that needs to get into your bloodstream somehow, and I bet you there's a topical. Maybe. It might be all have to be transmitted through your bloodstream.
Yeah, maybe.
I know a lot of it is about your bloodstream. Like, people are talking about, like, I've definitely heard stories about people getting bitten by certain things, being a certain way around and being like, have to hack their shit off so that it doesn't travel up the bloodstream, tourniquet it off. Like, literally cut off your leg to save your own life. Suck it out.
Would you suck it out?
Well, that's because that's interesting, because as long as you don't swallow and you don't have a cut in your mouth, but let's just say you ate a bag of Doritos recently and you're not sure if any of the cuts in your mouth have healed. Could it get in your bloodstream easily that way? And if it's ingested that way, if you don't have an entrance, an open wound or sore in your mouth, are there some that stomach acid could defeat and it wouldn't get in your system that way? Now we need to become
That's a good
snake experts. We might have to look this shit up someday, because I don't know, or someone, if you're so generous, go to our YouTube channel and on this video, leave a comment if you're happening to listen to Spotify. But if you're watching here and you know something about snakes, fucking tell us, because we are clueless. We don't do snakes.
No,
we do lights.
I don't do snakes.
We do lights. We put lights up there, sometimes here, sometimes down here. We put lights in places.
I'll light up your ass if the money's right.
I'll put a light in your asshole if the money's right.
Right.
You can match my day rate. I'll shove a fucking LED so far in your ass, you're gonna fucking be emitting from your mouth hole.
Yes.
As long as the proper insurance is provided. Got to be properly insured. You can't be going in half cocked.
No, we go full cock.
Yeah, full cock. Because, like, listen, if you're going to insert something into you that's electrical, that is not like battery operated and a safer voltage, like, you got to sign some waivers. I want to see if I can do this so that you can hear it and they can hear it. Because I realized that if I'm sending to you, I can't hear it. But I can do a live thing. But I just want to. It came on my radar today, and I showed Bubba earlier. It's this program called. Hold on, I gotta.
There was a fucking lady cop. There's a fucking lady cop and a guy, and he fucking shot her. She fucking shot him. He shot her and fucking in the window. And this, I was smoking this, and Ted's gonna fucking know. He's gonna fucking come here.
It's pretty good, man. There's times where I'm like, that is definitely 100% Seth Rogen, and you didn't even need chat, voice AI to do it.
No, I didn't. And I bet it got closer than what the voice AI could do.
Right.
Because there's times when you do like the Rick, and it sounds way better than what that thing was spitting out earlier.
And see, but that was just me talking normal to you. So when you do give it a little voice, a little acting, it actually helps it. It's weird. That's what I'm going to try to do for you.
Yeah. Because I'm still only hearing it the first time.
Right. I'm hearing it after I say something.
Right. I'm hearing it after I say something.
So you're hearing it like even more delayed than I am.
Hey, Seth Rogen, fuck you.
Seth Rogen, fuck you.
Oh, fuck you, Rick.
No, listen, you gotta fuck your off.
No, listen, you gotta fuck your off.
Okay, so. It's close, but there's times it's close, it's
but
bad.
There's times it gets
it's like
bad.
high right now in pitch.
Yeah, it's very high. It's very high in pitch.
But I can also change some settings.
I can also change
but I can't change the pitch.
But I can't change the pitch.
But do I have to talk like this then? Oh, God
Even
damn it.
Deeper if you can.
Oh, God damn it.
Oh, God damn it.
Oh, God damn it.
That sounds so weird. Let me try to turn the quality up. It's going to be more delayed.
It's going to be more delayed.
This is the highest quality.
It's pretty
This
close.
is the highest quality.
Hey, come over here.
That's the highest quality?
Hey, come over here.
Oh, that sounds
bad.
Maybe it's just stressing my GPU out.
Bad. Maybe it's just stressing my GPU out.
That's kind of better.
That's kind of better.
Yeah, that is better.
Hey, so you want to go on an adventure with me?
Yeah, let's fucking go, Rick.
It's close, but it's weird.
Yeah.
All right, let me try this now.
We're like, oh, I didn't even hear anything come out that time.
I didn't either.
Oh, I heard it that time.
Yeah. So does this sound any better to reset
we're
it?
like,
Yeah. So does it sound any better to reset it?
that does sound better.
Yeah,
So
sometimes it gets a little off.
We're like great value, Rick and Morty and Seth Rogen.
Hey, Seth, you want to come over here and
We're
smoke
like
some weed with
Wish.
me?
Hey,
Versions.
Seth, you want to come over here and smoke some weed with me?
Oh, fuck yes, I want to.
Hey, you know it'd be a good idea if we get in the spaceship and get out of here.
Hey, you know it'd be a good idea. We're getting the spaceship and get out of here.
Oh, holy fuck. I can't believe I'm about to get into a fucking spaceship with fucking Rick Sanchez. Oh my fucking God. I cannot believe this.
God,
You only got a little bit of it.
you only got a little bit of it.
But it's weird because I can talk in my normal voice.
But it's weird because I can talk in my normal voice.
And you can hear it almost learning from it.
And you can hear it almost learning from it.
And it's weird because it's doing its own like pitches sometimes.
And it's weird because it's doing its own like pitches sometimes.
Like this is normal voice.
Like this is normal voice.
I am totally talking straight to you right now.
I'm totally talking straight to you right now.
Now this is me putting a little bit of Rick on my voice.
Now this is me and putting a little bit of Rick on my voice.
And now Morty, this is like me doing like full-blown Rick.
Now Morty, this is like me doing like full-blown Rick.
That sounds better.
Yeah, so.
But it still has like a weird.
It's off.
Yeah, so.
It's off.
It's off.
It's weird. You know,
it's like a weird compression.
It's weird. You know them.
The quicker I go to faster compared to better.
Faster compared to better.
It gets a little closer.
It gets a little closer.
But it's still off.
But it's still off.
Yeah. I don't know. We need an audio friend on this. I don't like seeing infinite Bubbas.
Yeah, I'm getting rid of it now.
Yeah, it kind of freaks me out. Oh, wait, no, I'm the one streaming it.
Oh, yeah, I can't. All right. Anyways.
That's
that's kind of scary, right?
Yeah.
It's almost real time. This is what I think is mind-blowing because I would have imagined it would have been a CPU process. It's a GPU process. Your graphics card is what's processing that.
Yeah, no, that's really weird. Huh.
But what it is it's not that they've taken, because they've got, besides Rick, they've got a shit ton of other people, celebrities. Morgan Freeman, which I really want to get Morgan Freeman because I've always wanted to narrate my own life as Morgan Freeman. And I guess if you give it a little bit of the Morgan Freeman, it's going to probably fucking sound exactly like him, which is awesome.
Andy Dufresne.
Andy Dufresne. You know,
stepped out of that poopy pipe.
The poopy
washed
pipe.
Himself clean.
The poopy butthole pipe.
Yeah, I can't do a Morgan Freeman. It's hard.
Yeah, it's hard. But it's also his timing, his pacing.
Yeah, his cadence.
But what I believe it is what it's doing is people are submitting their approximations of the voice, and then the AI is building off of it, and that's why it says to act that way, because it's probably getting all sorts of things, dialogue. I'm like, I wonder if they have a Christopher Walken. That could be fun.
Yeah. But see, and that's another hard one though, because you've got they can give you his voice
right
all day long. If you don't have his cadence,
I've been practicing.
You fucked
my Christopher Walken. It's getting better, you know? No, it's not really.
That was fucking terrible.
That was fucking. But no, with the advent of like AI voicing, okay, now you got AI art. You can type like a bunch of bullshit in, and it will like approximate.
Oh yeah, like that one. I saw this one. What was it? He does Donatello.
Really?
Retired Donatello in a pub. Yeah, it's like something on like one of the Facebook Reels or whatever.
Right.
It says, "I am an AI. Tell me what you want me to create for art." And the first thing that pops up is retired Donatello in a pub, and it comes up with like 3 different fucking Donatellos sitting in a pub.
It's kind of wild though, right? Like it's whacked out. Like this is, it's getting scary because when you compare it with the face shit, now you're really you're pushing it. So that leads me to a slight topic which I sent to you. Remember what I sent you and wrote spicy.
Oh yeah. Go ahead. It was yesterday.
Yeah, so there was a streamer out there this week that was streaming, doing his thing, alt tab. One of the tabs in his Chrome or browser or whatever basically gave away that he was watching AI porn. Not AI porn, more like what's the face swap technology? What the fuck's it called?
Reface.
Not reface, but this is like AI done. There's like some, I don't know how they do it, but they can basically take any celebrity, any face, and paste it onto any porn star.
Sure.
Okay. And basically revealed that he was watching people that he's friends with. And in the background, his wife is sitting there bawling. Because what had happened is of course, people watching noticed it, screenshotted it, put it on Reddit. So some people said in the comments and some of the video recaps I've watched was like, the wife said either you would do this or we're done, probably, number one. But dude, it's like people he's friends with. Like, you've heard of Pokimane, the face of Twitch, girl with the dark curly hair, big eyes.
Yeah.
That was one of them. And then another one. And then she made a video today and she was sobbing, dude. I don't even know if she knew that it existed of her, but it's not her, but it is her. And so you see where people are going to feel very violated that this is even a technology. So
yeah,
circle that back around to the Voice.AI. So there is, what is her name? Emma Watson. A couple other people. So some people made Emma Watson read Mein Kampf with this software.
What?
And a couple other things. So this is where we get to the gray area of AI and being able to digitize humans the way we are. What is sacred? What is not? Was it someone who did this? Was it something they wanted to do? Was it fucking fucked up humor? Which, okay, you know, it is kind of fucked up funny.
It's really fucked up.
It's fucked up though. Like Hermione reads Mein Kampf. That's fucked up to me. But when you think about it like that, you're like, shit.
Yeah.
I mean, if there was anyone who was going to read me Mein Kampf, I'd rather have it be Morgan Freeman, you know, but I do not, for the record, want that. I need to say, because people sometimes don't understand senses.
I would like to
humor.
hear Morgan Freeman just speak German, but in his way.
Dr. Lieber. I can't speak German. And I can't speak really like Morgan Freeman.
999.
That's pretty good. I don't know. So it's like, so where do we stop this? And then today I was watching some videos of robots, like the Boston Dynamics robots. Have you seen the latest shit they can do? Okay,
so a bunch of that robotic shit is bullshit. Half of that stuff is some dude in a fucking suit. Half of these videos out there are dudes in a fucking suit. People think it's real.
The Boston Dynamics is real.
Is it?
Many
or is
people
that
say
another
it is.
one of the ones that I've seen?
It did a 360.
Because if it's the dude, if it's a fucking robot that looks like it has a backpack on, then that is one that I've seen.
That's Boston Dynamics. The white one, right? All white?
No, not all white.
Pretty sure it's all white. Hold on. Because there's definitely, when you look at it, you're like, yeah, there's no fucking way that's a dude in a suit. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull it up. We're gonna go over this because we are literally heading towards fucking Terminator style shit.
Yeah.
If this keeps up, dude, imagine like if a computer is able to not only kill us, because there's gonna definitely be these robots right here, Boston Dynamics, they're definitely getting sold to the fucking military with what they can do. 100%. And I wouldn't be surprised if the military is A, working on their own or have their own. B,
well, you've seen the drone packages that the military has, right? How it has the software built into each drone that can basically pick out each person individually that you want to have them take out, and they just go to the city and do that.
Yeah, dude. I mean, we're so close to being so fucked. Hold on. See it?
Forgot my tools.
Yep.
Motherfucker forgot his tools. Watch this robot 360 no-scope these tools to him.
See, the funny thing is, this thing looks just like one of the ones that I've seen disprove.
It did it
Let's
this.
just show off.
I admit, it looks fucking hokey and weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I still don't believe it. I'm sorry. And you can probably give me like all of the everything, and I'm still going to be like, yeah, I don't believe it. I'm sorry. It's fucked up.
I mean, yeah, it's fucked up, but like, yeah, I don't know, dude.
Because like I've seen the one, like the robot looks so similar to that robot that you have right there.
Right.
But it was like a video of the robot, and it had like a gun, it had a guy kicking it and shit and basically knocking it over, and this thing gets up, and then I see another video like a day later, and it's a dude in a fucking suit, you know, with all the balls around him.
Sure.
Basically, you know, like they use from movies and shit. But,
I mean, that's the
yeah.
thing. Like, I don't understand if what I'm seeing
I don't know what to believe nowadays.
is real
That's
or
the
not. Because things look weird, but
thing.
and this is the thing I'm trying to understand. Is this because, like, as far as I've known this whole time, this is 100% real, and these robots do exist,
Okay.
and they're programmed to do that. But now I'm like, now I'm really, really looking at it on a much bigger screen, and I'm like, I don't fucking know if I trust this. Like, are those renderings, or is that really happening?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I
Any
think
more
that the
information?
power of video editing nowadays is very powerful. Very, very powerful, and I don't know what to believe. You know what I do believe?
What?
That Mr. Nimbus would kick my ass.
Oh, absolutely. Well, they say that that parkour course that we just watched took months to get right in terms of programming. Yeah, it was founded in 1992 as a spin-off from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. So this is an MIT thing.
MIT. Yep.
So it's in popular mechanics.
Okay. Well, fuck, if it's in popular mechanics, and it must be real. Of course it is. I don't know. Sure. Just one more fucking thing to fucking be worried about. Sure.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
Fair.
imagine,
Sure it is.
imagine like this wasn't even a part of like fucking Terminator, but here we go. AI becomes sentient. I don't know, decides that because like this one guy says with AI, the problem with it is if it's built on a get from go to point A to go to point B type of language and programming, that it may do whatever it takes to get from A to B. And that line where it lies the problem, right? So imagine if all the like it was able, if they were okay, so sure they could build themselves the robots, but what if they were also at the same time able to go into like the AI voices and the reface type shit, and literally like, what if it designed to be like, okay, here is the president of whatever year it is. All right, we declare the W word on like a country, and then it's able to throw together video of what looks like us launching missiles or some shit, and a general comes up, the general of that time, and speaks like, How far are we? I mean, obviously we could do it ourselves. If someone can fucking speak and read Mein Kampf and have it translate to Emma Watson's voice, right? Watson, that's the Hermione, right? This Thompson is the other chick.
Yeah, much older lady.
Yeah, if we have that technology now, it just needs a minor. To me, speaking into a mic is a very minor input. You know what I did tonight? I downloaded the program, I selected Rick Sanchez, and I spoke into a mic. I put in my email address and a password so I could have the account.
Yep.
That was free.
It was that simple.
Now, is it perfect? Absolutely not. But with a little bit of voice acting and, of course, more learning, it's going to get good. I guess the problem is when it comes to real time, we're going to need to be either farther ahead in the software so that current GPUs work with it, or we're going to have to probably be a couple generations of GPU away where it'll instantly translate into whatever voice. And I think one of the main applications for this is also to be able to do foreign language, real-time foreign language translations. But apparently with a pro version or the other version, because this is a beta thing, it's coming out on the phone. So I signed up to let me know when it's coming out on the phone to play with.
Sure.
You can teach it your voice. So I know you can teach it your voice, but I don't know if that means then I could send it to you and then you could sound like me and vice versa.
Oh, see, I'm not really thinking about that. I'm thinking more like I could do a Ferris Bueller's Day Off kind of scenario.
What, skip school? You don't go to school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fucked up, dude. I think we're in some deep shit between, like, because I've been doing a lot of thinking this last week. We kind of discussed it before the show.
Yeah.
I really think social media has really fucked us.
Oh, yeah.
And you know me, like, I don't want to get into conspiracy shit, but I saw this video that I might have some actual, and after reading a little bit about it, might actually have some actual information. TikTok is run, of course, by China. That's a China thing, right?
Yep.
Apparently, in China's version of TikTok, apparently, possibly, maybe, their version, you have when you put in your age, and for school-aged children, all they can access is informational stuff to make them smarter. History, art, music. You know, but we get fed the garbage.
Yeah.
Making us stupider. And we go full on what's the name of the movie?
Oh, I was about to go.
Oh no, not full. Not full. No, we're not going full. We're not going full Robert Downey Jr. That's, I think, the safest way to say it when you go full Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
No, fuck. Now that fucked me up going back to that. When you go, what were we talking about? What is wrong with us?
No, we were talking about being fed the stupid shit.
Right, but I was gonna say
TikTok. Well,
make
China
us go full the movie where he goes into the future because he goes into the sleep tank and everybody Idiocracy. We're going full Idiocracy.
Oh yeah.
And I think that they're helping. If that's any bit,
electrolytes.
if that's anywhere true, holy shit. I just think the way social media is and how it works and all these influencers, and yes, some of them do good things. You've got the Mr. Beast in the world, the people who give back to charities. But man, more and more videos I see are of useless pieces of shit Useless.
Or the
useless conniving
pieces of
garbage
that are reacting to the useless pieces of shit or reacting to the useless pieces of shit.
So it's getting
you know
shittier and shittier as you go down the line.
So you'll get like these videos, right? And everybody sees the original, like, oh, this is hilarious. And then react to this video. And then you get these videos of people who are sitting there talking or laughing or just watching this video, and you're watching them. And then sometimes
just like
there's
this in the
a
corner,
reaction of a reaction.
Like, what the fuck?
I'm like, what the fuck am I watching?
And why am I watching it? Why haven't I changed it yet?
God, I'm a fucking idiot. And I'll find myself like spending a long time looking at all these reels, just passing through the time. And I'll be like, 10 minutes goes by, 15 minutes goes by, and I'll look up and I'm like, what the fuck have I done? I need to close this fucking app.
I love the guy who watches the weird commercials and shit. We've sent him back and forth to each other.
I like him.
What I've noticed is a lot of it is the same edit of him going, like it's not much different other than like taking that TV, probably green screening it so that he can insert the commercial because he's actually not watching it. He's just putting it, I for sure. And it's just like, that's content. And that's great because I do find it entertaining, but maybe I know I'm part of the problem. It's getting harder and harder sometimes to sit down and watch full-length movies without being distracted. And there are some scientific studies that say these micro distractions and things like segmented films, clips, reels, whatever we're watching, we're now feeding this kind of part of our brain that is getting the dopamine and shit in its quick, natural form. So you get it quick and quick, so you can't just sit there and get it over a long period of time. And so that's why people are getting more addicted to their phones. I don't know. I just really think where we've come with technology, like I used to joke about it more, but I'm legitimately getting concerned.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand what's been going on the last couple of years. Everything seems so far-fetched. And I've never wanted to talk politics, so I'm just going to very quickly just breeze over this. All I'm going to say is George Santos. What the fucking fuck? What is going on with that?
George Santos.
Hey, you've read about that.
What?
You've read about that.
No, I haven't.
Fuck. It's the guy who faked his way into Congress. Everything was a lie. Or they're fighting out. But he's still there somehow.
Okay.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, now I know who you're talking about.
It's like, I don't understand how that's a thing. Why is that a thing? How is this?
Like, he's still there?
Huh?
How does that happen?
I don't know. He got elected, even though they knew all the lies beforehand. Changed his name to sound more Jewish because he thought he could get more sympathy from Jewish supporters and make more money for his campaign. His real name is like Richard DeVolder or some shit.
Santos?
But he says it isn't. I think it's George Santos. Hold on. God damn it. If I've been saying the wrong name, I have to insert it later. Yeah, George Santos.
Okay.
He did a dog charity scheme. All this shit's coming out of you. He doesn't.
This guy sounds gnarly.
And
we're letting him run our country.
Well, he's doing something there, but
run our country.
Apparently, he's stepped back from doing things there. But like, what the fuck is going on? Because literally, he was able to go and edit his own Wikipedia. They've actually proven that he's edited his own Wikipedia to omit things and shit like that and add things. He all of his fucking college education and background that he fucking got elected with and on was all bullshit. Everything in his fucking resume is a lie. How is he still there? That's why I'm saying, man.
So cool.
I'm not 100%
like
certain anything is real anymore because
a
like
real life George Costanza.
Yeah, he is Vandelay fucking Industries himself right there, dude. I'm absolutely fucking serious.
Dude, this is Vandelay Industries.
And dude, he does look a little bit like George Costanza. Have you ever seen this motherfucker?
That's funny. No. So
God, will I be able to actually
Jesus. Oh man, that's so fucked up. Oh yes. Okay, yes. I have seen this.
I just don't understand, man. I really feel like that's why I'm like, am I going to wake up eventually? Because this shit's fucked up. This is not normal. This is not, we have really gone somewhere else with life. Whether it's The Matrix, which freaks me out now because that douchebag, what's his name, talks about it. Andrew Tate. But I don't know, is he, the misogynistic guy who got locked up in fucking Romania a couple handfuls of weeks ago. That
what
guy.
About,
I don't understand.
The Matrix and the Terminator. The Terminator is the beginning of the Matrix.
I mean, the Matrix is about machines too.
Well, no. It really is. The lady who owns the rights to the Terminator and the Matrix, didn't she go on like a video saying how the Terminator series is
the lady who owns the Terminator series? That's fucking Cameron's, isn't it?
No, there's this lady. Oh fuck, I have to pull up the video. There's this person who like has the Matrix and the Terminator series.
Sophia Stewart.
Yes.
Author, creator, and copyright owner of the Matrix and Terminators and their products. I always thought this was an original story by someone else. Okay, so she's a bit of a badass. Wait a minute.
And she's saying the Terminator is the beginning to Matrix.
Exposes Hollywood elites for stealing her creative works. Okay, hold on. What? She does. Okay, hold on. Sophia Stewart is an author based in Las Vegas, Nevada. Not too long ago, we interviewed her. This is available at Bong's Entertainment. Really? Bong? Okay. Don't know if I trust that. During our memorable conversation, she exposed Hollywood elites for stealing the Matrix and the Terminator movies straight out of her book entitled The Third Eye. When I clicked on that link, it brought me to The Truth About the Matrix and Terminator Film Copyrights. It didn't actually take me to this book that it's supposed to be linked to. Does this book exist?
That's weird.
What is the book? The Third Eye. Doing some live investigating on this podcast this week.
Yeah.
Third Eye book.
Yeah, in this video that I saw of this lady, she was being interviewed, like you're saying, and she was saying, "Oh yeah, so the Terminator series, like all of that, is the beginning of the Matrix," and she goes into like very great detail, everything. Enough to the point where I went like, "Oh."
Publication date May 1st, 1981. That would have predated definitely the Terminator. So.
Terminator, yeah.
Can I get a Stewart's epic story created two of Hollywood's biggest franchises, the Matrix and Terminator movie series and trilogy. See the court documents, letters of access, registered return receipts, FBI evidence, investigation, and future projects at www.matrixterminator.com. Sophia Stewart definitely successfully proved her case in court that her copyrighted book was the source idea material for both Matrix 1, 2, and 3, as well as Terminator 1, 2, and 3 movies. Huh. This is something I did not know.
So it sounds like I need to read a book.
Yeah. No, that sounds like it could be interesting.
Yeah.
I'd like to see how close it is. If I can actually get a copy that's that old, so I know that's not manufactured data. Because that's what I'm worried about, man. Right?
Oh, did they make an AI machine that altered that book?
Not even that. Was someone able to put in this book as it was published in 1981, but it actually was never published until recently. When she stole it. Like I don't know. Like I would want to pick up an old, musty flea market smelling book, open it up and see print edition 1, copyright 1981, and it be worn out and smell and have the fucking off-white yellowing on the outside edges of the paper and maybe some rips and shit. I want to see. I don't want to order a copy and get it on my Kindle like you can. It looks like you can order a 1981 edition for like $30-something. I don't want to right now, but what I'm saying is like, I want to know. I don't want a new edition of this book. I won't trust it. If it wasn't under a real publisher, not that I'm familiar with, I wouldn't trust it. But okay, so she's time traveler?
If I don't know. I don't know what to think about all
Are
this.
we just getting paranoid? Is this shit just weird? And it's like, why is it only now that I'm noticing things are really weird? Like recently, that things are just really off the rails everywhere. It seems like
I'd say like
in my
within
life,
the past 2 years for me, right?
2 or 3.
Yeah, ish. Yeah, pretty much when I left the road.
Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, it's definitely been weird for me since pre-COVID, but it's like just getting weirder.
Yes.
So I don't know if it's just like the way that people naturally ever started reacting to things, but like it's left me questioning so many things in my life and just in general. Like, wouldn't that be fucking weird if we already were like really in like a matrixy like style position where like the reason why things are weird is we're really all plugged into a central machine. We experiencing our own lives, our own consciousness, but that's what actually really has connected us.
And we've become AI.
We are already AI. We're machines somehow. We are a microchip existing
and we're
somewhere.
Becoming, and and our inhibitors are frying out.
Or
and
we've gotten a virus and
self-conscious.
Yeah, this is the moment where we start to become self-conscious and things start to ripple and shimmer and seem off. The 2 black cats glitch. This motherfucker getting into Congress glitch. You know, like, I know it's super far-fetched. And again, I don't want to go super down that rabbit hole, but I'm feeling just like, this is weird shit.
Have you been getting deja vu lately?
Not necessarily deja vu.
I've been getting literal deja vu.
Weird dreams for sure, but
where I will be sitting there at my desk having a conversation about a certain lighting line that didn't come out until 2023 that they're going to see at the Dallas trade show, and have a full conversation. And I'm like, I fucking had this conversation before. I know I've had this conversation before. And I've had multiple instances of this within the past, 6 months.
I mean, and that's the thing. When I get deja vu, I do get it in clusters, I guess you could say. I haven't had one recently. That doesn't mean much, but I also experienced deja vu on a level that's like word for word feelings. Not even just like I'm here, I'm there, but like here and here. It's like I can start to make a turn into something, be like, I've done this. I already know this.
Yep.
I know what I'm going to see. And it's usually when I make that connection that things change, because now I've altered it just enough, but it's still close. But then half the time, I mean, I've had straight up 1.5 years before. I mean, I told you this story about Japan, right? Because this wasn't a deja vu. This was a dream thing. So you remember in 2013, I was Steve Vai's LD for a hot minute. And I did, Australia, New Zealand, China, Japan, blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
Exactly 1 year prior to that, roughly, around the time of my birthday, I had a very, 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 very intense dream where I was on an airplane and I was happy, man. It was my birthday. I was on a plane with a bunch of Japanese people and I was going to Japan on my birthday. And man, I was running up and down the aisle and telling every Tom, Dick, and Harry that. Most of them couldn't understand me or speak English, but some could. And it was just really exciting for me.
Yeah.
1 year later, get out on the road. We go through Australia. We go to New Zealand. And I'm looking ahead at the schedule. And what day are we flying into Japan? My birthday.
Weird.
I did not run up and down the aisle. I did not. And it did not look like the dream. I can remember it still, like just fragments. Standard, generic, plain people, quick flashes of faces. It was nothing like it. But just what the fuck? I mean, obviously, I used to have a book called, when I was a kid, it was an old paperback called, I think it was Strange Coincidences. And it did stuff like the woman, you probably heard this story, the woman who was planting her garden in let's say 1947, lost her wedding ring. 40-something or 20, 30-some years later, she goes out, gets some potatoes out of her garden, cooks them up, cuts them up. Oh, there's her fucking ring. That's what they would consider a strange coincidence. There was also another guy who I think shot someone's brother, maybe his own brother. The bullet lodged in a tree. For whatever reason, that bullet still had a concussive bit of the round. Years later, he was chopping down the tree with an axe. He hit the fucking thing on the bullet. The bullet then came out, shot him in the head. That was in that book too. So these are like strange coincidences. So I wonder, like, what are the actual odds that I would have a dream that is so in line with what became my real life? And again, this was definitely a dream, but then most of my dreams, the deja vus, I feel like that's where I've experienced them as in a dream. Right? How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I see, and that's what sometimes I feel like maybe I've experienced this in a dream. Sometimes it feels so real that like I have done this before.
Mm-hmm.
I know what is happening, and it's weird, man. I don't know, but the fact that there's even a fucking word for it, deja vu. You know, that happens. It happens to people. So that's what leads me to believe. So I'm very scientific, I believe in all of that. And then there's just that part of me that's like, well, what the fuck is really going on?
Yeah, what
because
the fuck
this
is
not
that?
explained. This is not, you can't explain this.
Yeah, there really isn't a way to explain
it
that makes it make sense to me. I'm sorry. No. I mean, the things that, with limited knowledge, the things that do make sense to me are like, hey, maybe we have done this before. Do we live in an infinite loop? Where when we die, we go right back to go and start all over again, right to the womb. We are a revolving consciousness. Next time could play out a little different. And is it, and in my limited human knowledge, I've also thought, like, when I've had those kind of deja vus, does that mean I was supposed to be there? And is that like something that's still, like, maybe you can make all these cross paths, making choices. Let's say you did have multiple lives. And the way I've always thought of things is like, you're all throughout your life, you are usually given choices directly. Do I continue working for this company that I'm miserable for, or do I reach out and go somewhere else? And all these things branch off like forks. They all have little splits. Yes. But are there certain points in your life that no matter what, the high notes, let's call them, you're always going to hit the high notes down the line? Is that a thing? Like, you are always going to end up in that store in Brooklyn around this time and experience that deja vu? Are you always going to end up in California in 2016 doing this? Like, or is it just really the oddest, strangest, like 1 in 1 millionth chance that this shit happens? Because almost everyone experiences deja vu.
Right. Yeah, that's what Jess always says. She's always like, yeah, that means the universe is trying to tell you you're on the right path.
Right, and that's what I've naturally come to believe in a way, is that it must mean that. Because think about the people, who get, it's like Final Destination, the people who get those gut feelings that protects them and keeps them out of harm's way. How can you explain that? That nagging feeling that something horrible is going to happen, and then it does happen, or because you decide to not do this, it doesn't happen. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong.
Situations like that in my life.
Right. Correct me if I'm sure wrong,
too.
But weren't there people that woke up the day of that they had to go fly on one of those 2 or 3 flights or whatever for 9/11, that they woke up and were like, something's fucked up. I don't think I'm going today. Or even at least called home and like, I don't really feel great about this, but it's weird. All right, I'll talk to you later. And then did get on the plane. The human intuition in the brain is a lot deeper than I think any scientific method could ever find out in our lifetime or next lifetime. Like, there is definitely more than meets the eye. And I'm not saying it's God or Jesus or aliens.
Yeah, like Lucy. We only tap into 10%. If we were able to tap into the other 90, what we would like, we'd be like gods. We could do anything. Fly or whatever,
Imagine that shit.
Deja vu, is that us tapping in to a little bit of that extra?
Right. Are we able to perceive where we're going to be I still, that doesn't make sense. How can you have months, years before? How can you fucking know?
Well, I mean, think about it like this. Your brain is very complex.
Mm-hmm.
It builds responses and it builds defense mechanisms.
Right.
It does all sorts of things to help yourself out. What if on some subconscious level, everything in your life that you've done, your brain has now taken it into account, but you don't have access to all of that, right? Because you're still only accessing that 10% or whatever percentage it is. All that other stuff is just getting sunk into your brain deeper and deeper, and you have no real knowledge of it. You do, but you have no conscious knowledge of all of that going on.
Right.
And this deja vu and things like that is your brain defending you and, automatically doing it.
That could be a thing. That's the thing.
I don't know.
Everything
Weird.
I think for that is open to interpretation. But like, what's the strangest, craziest, like, couldn't possibly have experienced it elsewhere? Like, what's one of your deja vu situations like?
Put me on the spot. I can't remember them like that. But I'll tell you my most recent one.
All right.
Was, and because it happened a couple days ago. So 2 people from my work went to a Dallas trade show to go look at the lighting packages that we're thinking about purchasing from all these different companies, right? To put into the showroom. And I'm telling you, dude, word for fucking word, I knew exactly what they were going to say. I've never seen some of these lights before. I knew what they look like.
So this is new technology. You couldn't have possibly just...
No, and it made me stop our meeting. And I've got 3 grown-ass adults looking at me, and I'm going, I've done this before.
Did you actually say that out loud?
I said, I've done this before. I've seen this.
Holy fuck.
Like, it freaked me out. It was weird. Yeah, it was just really weird. So I don't know. Like, deja vu. Yeah, it's a thing. It is definitely a fucking thing.
It's without a doubt a thing, but what thing is it? That's the real mystery.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm cool if I have to do all this shit all over again. It'd be weird. Because then, like, okay, so here's the thing. Let's say that this deja vu thing is a looping time thing. And that's how you know when you're on track of what you've done on your Groundhog life. It's not even Groundhog Day anymore. It's Groundhog life. Let's say it's just a circle. That means all of time is circling. No, I don't like it. I don't like it. It doesn't make it still doesn't. I can't even make the bullshit make sense, because that means everybody's individual life would be just a complete circle. So if time, if time was a huge, long, like rectangle that it was infinite in length, or if that line that you could put, let's call it, let's use chains, like from Shackles. This is your life. It's a chain link. Okay, let's imagine this is a chain link, because people's links would be different. Some people's links would be nubbins. Some people's chain links would be this long, because they live to be 105, but most people's chain links would be this, whatever the average of life is.
Yep.
If you could put all those people into this big line or rectangle that stretches from infinity, as if it's from the start of time till whatever's in our future that's beyond us, it'd be like all these links, almost like when you go to put MIDI notes into a music thing, and you're dropping MIDI notes, and some of them overlap a little bit, certain beats overlap a bit. You'd have like this, I'm just kind of envisioning like how would you interpolate that? And I guess it would be all these links of different sizes along this infinite fucking timeline, because some of them would, their years would meet up. Okay, this person died here and this person was born 10 years before that, so their links, like, I don't know where I'm going with that really, other than like
you know,
trying to
I've
give
thought
you a
about some
visual
similar things to
representation
that.
of it, of what it could be like, because that
Yeah.
because that means that the 1960s somewhere is still fucking going on for some people because they're still in that fucking loop. Just like my 1982 through, let's say I die in 2049, my 1983 to 2049 is still going on. And someone might be living 2151 through, maybe our life gets extended 22, 25. And that's still going on. And time is, from all time, is still all happening at once. I sound fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That's where this shit is making me think. It's making me feel fucking crazy. I don't know if I like thinking about this shit anymore because I'm so limited in knowledge and I only have what my current life's experience is to be like, what could deja vu be? It doesn't make sense. There's no reason why you should have experienced this before.
No. I was just thinking about that. Have you ever seen The Seed of Life? You know what that is?
I don't think so.
I think it's something like 7 circles. So you have a center circle and then you have all the circles around it. And basically you can create any shape in a 3D and in a 3D or 2D plane based off of those 7 circles.
Okay.
So there's a lot of theories that go into that, like the seed of life, this one symbol basically is what all life is based around. So, yeah, look into that seed of life, that shape.
Copy that.
Mark that into your notes.
A seed of life. That's
of
like
life.
The shape of a seed is like this shape of a fucking chain link. Similarly, the way most seeds, there's it's the whole, it's almost like a circle. No matter if it's a circle but squished, it's like no matter what, it has no beginning and no end.
Yeah.
Continuous. Well,
let's
on that note.
On that note.
Let us know what you think in the comments on our YouTube channel. I'm pretty sure I'll put this up on TikTok.
This was a really great season. First season.
It was a great
way to end it.
I really enjoyed it.
Wubba dub dub.
Wubba dub dub. Hey, Morty, let's go over here and come on, let's go over here, Morty, and go. Hey, you want to go on an adventure, Rick and Morty? So 4 more seasons of Rick and Morty. Come on, let's go. I mean, it's all right. It's not great. I think it's better than the AI. Yeah, you think so?
For sure. Well, it's just your octave is closer.
Right, because I can get because he does these things with his voice that the AI really.
Yes.
There's times where the AI glitches, and I'm thinking it's the AI taking his burps, or whoever's doing it might be doing the burps, and it's like putting it on syllables and shit. It's be like, and I'm like, that's not right. Like I can't even make it sound as bad as it does.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, man, this was a good season. Sorry to fuck everyone's head up with deep shit tonight, but hey, that's kind of what we do.
Yeah, whatever.
But we're coming back next week, season 2.
Season 2.
Maybe a little more structure, at least definitely some more, because we definitely didn't do a lot of segments tonight, but more segments to choose from, official ones. Again, guys, if you're still listening, Carter, Charlie, I need to know what you guys think, and anyone else who listens frequently, Judge, if you're still listening frequently. Sheriff, Dirt, you guys, if you're listening frequently, do you like the chaos? Is it a bit too much? I need to edit some of the chaos off and leave some of the chaos. Like I'm trying to figure out, but
hey, real quick, I just need to throw this in as a reminder. Sorry, everybody, this is for me for next week. That I didn't get into today. Movies about inanimate objects.
Okay.
Where they are the main character. Okay. Well, yeah, we'll dive into that next week.
Copy that. And also,
I'm just going to leave you with this. A movie about Thor's hammer.
Okay. And the adventures it goes on. Jesus Christ. All right.
Dude, I had some weird things going through my mind yesterday. Anyways, that was one of my notes. Yeah, so we'll dive into that next week. I've got some instances that I think are pretty funny and pretty cool.
I look forward to it.
Yes, so do I.
And on that note, we will get the hell out of here. Thank you, everybody. Good seeing you again as usual. We'll see you next week. And yeah, let's hope for the love of Christ that this isn't the Matrix or some shit, because fuck that.
Yes.
Bye-bye. I didn't mean to hit that one. I meant to hit stop
That's
recording over
staying in.
here. I meant